Bicameral Conference Committee on House Number 9000 entitled An Act Allowing the Use of Mass Media for Election Propaganda, amending for the purpose Batas Pambansa Bilang 881, otherwise known as the Omnibus Election Code of the Philippines as amended and for other purposes, and Senate Number 1742 entitled An Act to Enhance the Holding of Free, Orderly, Honest, Peaceful, and Credible Elections through Fair Election Practices. Representative Augusto L. Sihuco Jr. will be the lead conferee on the part of the House of Representatives, followed by Representative Amy Marcos, who was earlier elected, and Representative Benasing Macarambong in that order.
To the Committee on Rules.
Bills on first reading. Senate Number 2199 entitled An Act to Abolish the Apiculture Training and Development Center at the Don Mariano Marcos Memorial State University, Municipality of Bacnotan, Province of La Union, and create the National Apiculture Research Training and Development Institute, authorizing the appropriation of funds therefore and for other purposes, introduced by Senator Ligarda Leviste.
To the Committees on Agriculture and Food and Finance.
Senate Number 2200 entitled An Act providing for the maintenance and administration of the Philippine Marine Corps as a separate major unit of the Philippine Navy, prescribing its mission and function and appropriating funds, therefore introduced by Senator Ligarda Leviste.
To the Committees on National Defense and Security and Finance.
Senate Number 2201 entitled An Act to establish Mount Giting Natural Park, located in Sibuyan Island, Province of Romblon, as a natural park and its surrounding areas as buffer zones.
Okay, thank you very much. We're back here at the House of Representatives with Dean Marlene Magallona, UP College of Law, and Professor Carmelo Sison. Dean, what is your reaction to what happened here today? Because ang sinasabi ng administration na Congressman Black ay hindi sinunod ang rules of the House dun sa ginawa ni Speaker Villar.
Palagay ko yun ang lumalabas. Dahil sa pagkatapos ng national anthem, the members of the House were expecting that the Speaker calls the session to order. But there was no such call. And I think after that, forthwith, he made a declaration that it should be transmitted to the Senate. I mean, he's referring to the articles of impeachment. So of course, that caught everybody by surprise. And nagkagulo na. And singing and cheering and raising all these fists. And that's how I think they declared the recess afterwards.
Ano ho ang maaring mangyari? Because we were speaking off camera, we were speaking with Representative Arnulfo Fuentebella, member of the administration block here at the House of Representatives. Sinasabi niya na maghihintay lang kami. And sinasabi niya na yung ginawa ni Speaker Manny Villar ay malaki ang magiging balik nito.
My impression, Dean, is there seems to be some understanding between the administration congressmen and the opposition that the articles of incorporation would be transmitted to, impeachment would be transmitted to the Senate. It seems to me there was no question about that, but they were not prepared for what happened. That there was no proceeding of the House, and before the call to order, the Speaker made the announcement that the articles of impeachment be transmitted to the Senate.
Si Carmelo, may pinag-uusapan kami kanina kasi nung na-interview natin si Congressman Didagen Dilangalen, sabi niya hindi pa tapos yung issue ng sustansya ng articles of impeachment, and that should be the subject of the discussion on the floor today, even before considering impeachment. Carmelo.
What happened was the report of the Committee on Justice was being discussed by the House. And so, in that respect, hindi pa tapos. But when the required number of signatures was reached, I think that superseded the proceedings of the Committee on Justice. Sabi nga ni former Congressman Edsel Lagman, it ousted the Committee on Justice of jurisdiction. So walang i-discuss yung House. Ang magiging duty ng Speaker under the rules is to endorse it to the Senate. as in the same manner that bills which are approved by the House are endorsed to the Senate. Under the rules also, approved bills of the House, in fact, are endorsed without need of further orders by the Secretary of the House to the Senate. And I think that is what happened here. So the action of Speaker Villar has some basis, in the rules of the House. So, of course, they can still raise the question that what is before the House should be disposed of before any other matter is taken up.
Yun yung sinasabi ni Congressman Dilangalen, ni Dagen Dilangalen. Ang sinasabi niya, what is before the House is the committee report. O sinasabi nga niya, wala pang ang committee report, yung Justice Committee.
It was submitted to the House. That's
Okay.
what they're discussing.
Oo, yung...
Whether the complaint was sufficient informed. That was what they were discussing.
Oo.
So, well, apparently now, the articles of impeachment, because the number was reached, is on its way to Malacanang.
Ang ginagawa ho kasi natin dito ay sinusubukan nating malinawan doon sa mga nangyayari dito issues kasi madaming technicalities po ang nangyayari dito. On the other hand, there are specific directions that the impeachment case have to take. The impeachment case is now on its way to the Senate. And sabi nga ni Speaker Villar at saka nila Congressman Joker Arroyo, wala lang makakaharang dito. Sa Senate naman, meron ng proposed rules, draft rules, no? Kung ipasa nila itong draft rules na ito, ano ang nakikita niyong maaaring maging problema sa Senado, Dean Magalon?
Again, in the first place, it might take a longer time than what might be imagined for the Senate to finalize these rules and approve the rules. But even as we read these draft rules, there might be some difficult problems. For example, we know that under the Constitution, the Court of Impeachment in the Senate would be presided by the Chief Justice. And under the draft rules, I understand drafted by
Senator
Pimentel.
Now Senate President Pimentel.
Yes, or Senate President, yes. If the Chief Justice as presiding officer makes a ruling, a member of the Senate sitting as court may ask for a vote of the Senate with respect to the ruling
Of the Chief Justice.
of the Chief Justice. The possibility, therefore, is that the vote of the Senate might be contrary to the ruling of the Chief Justice. If that happens, I think it's going to be embarrassing. I don't know how the Chief Justice would feel about this.
Will we have a crisis if that happens?
Well, there might be no crisis in terms of the result, in the sense that it is the vote of the Senate that will prevail. But what's going to happen to the position of the Chief Justice?
Okay. In the meantime, joining us now is Congressman Constantino Harula of the Lone District of Cagayan de Oro City. Congressman Harula, magandang hapon po sa inyo. What's your ano pong reaction nyo sa nangyari ngayon?
Well, I issued a statement condemning the anarchy that we have seen. Unang-una, this is the first time that the Speaker has delivered the invocation. And it was not an invocation, it was a political speech. And not only that, he used the same speech to continue the announcement of the submission of a so-called committee report without giving everyone even a chance to see it and all that. No? And then, amidst shouting, clapping, and everything, he had to suspend the proceedings. So, the situation now is that we cannot even resume because we are worried that anything that you say there will be subjected to a mob rule. I condemn this because it violates the law and the rules of the House. You know, we were all prepared to endorse the impeachment resolution to the Senate. Everybody here is interested to send it immediately because we would like to cleanse our agenda from this particular matter